Well, figured I'd just start recording even in the middle of this. I don't have any way to hold my camera other than with my hand, and my camera is just my phone. But I'm out here on the beautiful Gandy Dancer Trail just south of Danbury, Wisconsin. Just doing some walking. The power went out this morning at 8 a.m. It's currently about 9:44. I don't know if the power was back on. I've been walking for about 20 minutes now. But figured there's nothing that I can do at home. And I want to start walking more and going on hikes and stuff. So even though it's raining, let's hit the trail, right? Right now I'm only about a mile away from my house. This rain jacket is honestly so hot. I mean, I don't think it's above 68 degrees out right now. And yeah, it's very humid. It's obviously raining, but this Carhartt jacket is just really warm. Or maybe I'm just used to not wearing anything but like a t-shirt. This trail is really nice. It was old railroad grade, and they ran trains on it up until the late 80s. They, at some point in the 90s, I want to say, they tore the rails and ties up and repaved it with this fine gravel. I'm not very far from home, but I might as well be in the middle of nowhere for all you'd ever know. So yeah, this video is going to be really terrible. If you're expecting good quality, then I don't know, go watch Pepper Steps. But this will be the first real video that I ever make. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to use my camera properly. I'm probably not looking at the camera right. There are a lot of bugs. The sound's probably bad. Anyway, figured I'd start documenting, especially when I go outside and walk, you know. But I've been on this weight loss journey for the last 2 months. And for 10 years, I've been quite overweight. And I really haven't been getting outside and moving or doing much of anything. And recently I've been trying to get damn deer fly. It's biting my thumb right while I was recording. But no, recently I've been trying to get, starting with 7,500 steps a day and then moving up to 10,000 steps a day. And now I'm shooting for 12,000, but a lot of times I try and go way above and beyond. So like yesterday I went and got 16,000 steps over the course of the day and lifted weights at the gym. And my numbers aren't very good for my weights, but it's stepping stones, you know? I'm making progress, and that's the important part. It doesn't matter where I'm at. What matters is where I was, where I'm going to, and whether I'm making progress. So if you're on a weight loss journey, don't give up hope, even if the scale doesn't say what you want it to say. Here I'm just now coming up to Round Lake Road, and of course with that is Round Lake. We are just shy of 1.5 miles south of Danbury, according to the watch. I'm wearing a Garmin Vivo Active 5. You can see the lake there popping through the trees. And a little bit of thunder. Can't stand having my hood on because it's just too hot. Gotta watch for traffic. But I'm kind of looking for a 10K walk today. So that'd be 3 miles south, 3 miles back. So I'm not going to stay here for very long. But yeah, Round Lake is quite a small lake. Just down there, there's a little sand beach. People come swimming here all the time. Got a little recreation area with a grill that people leave cans on because they're horrible. And for all your hygienic needs, we got the old porta-john. Back to the trail. Just about 300 yards that way is Highway 35. So sometimes you'll hear traffic. Wonder how good the microphone's picking that up. Well, that way is home and north. This is it, Mr. Frodo. If I take one more step, this will be the furthest from home I've ever been. I've never actually walked further than this south on the Gandy. I've obviously been further south than this, but never walked on the Gandy further south. Let's check it out. Didn't make it very far before I realized I should be showing you guys some more of this. Again, this is a learning experience for me. So right over there, right at the edge of what you can see, is where I was starting from. And here's the lake. A nice drop off. It is a very beautiful lake. It's very small. Probably, oh, I can look it up later, but it's probably like 15 acres or something. A very small lake. And as the name suggests, Round Lake is pretty round. Not perfectly round, of course, but yeah, kind of like a bean, really. And you can see off into the distance, it just keeps going. So, if you guys ever decide to come out here and walk the Gandy Dancer, wait for this thunder. If you guys ever come out here and would decide to walk the Gandy Dancer, just be aware that when it's wet like this, it can be quite soft on this upper layer. You won't sink very far, maybe a ½ inch, but sometimes it can be quite soft. And you can see that I'm not leaving much track. I mean, I am, it's soft, but back there I was slipping and sliding for a little bit. Tried both sides of the trail to see if one was more solid, but you'll see standing water like that, but that doesn't really indicate whether or not the trail is soft. Whatever they put down on here, yeah, like in this case, very much so is soft. Whatever they put down on as the top layer on this has either degraded or just isn't very good when it's wet. Oh, look at that. But I don't know that for sure. That's just speculation. Bogs are beautiful places, but I don't want to walk in them. Coming up not too far ahead is Glendenning Road. Probably not even a mile south of Round Lake Road. See you in a bit. Boy, it didn't take me very long to turn the camera back on. So that is a sinkhole. So there must be some kind of water flow going through here. Because the only other thing that could be is a lightning strike. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is a lightning strike. Oh my God. Thank you, Mr. Tree, for watering me. All right, onward. So you can see here the rules that are in place for this section of the Wisconsin section of the Gandy Dancer Trail. So you can hike it year round, you can ride bikes spring, summer, and fall. You can ride snowmobiles December 1st through March 31st when the trails are officially opened by the county. And you can ride four-wheeler at the same time as you can ride snowmobile. You do need trail passes to ride bikes on this trail, which I guess I'm not a huge fan of. And you can see that certain people don't have as much respect for our natural areas as others, because obviously someone came in here and did a burnout. And there's a nice little pond. Really beautiful spot. Well, I've been going just about an hour now. I'm by no means on a mission to get any kind of real distance in today. I'm probably 2.5 miles in. And at some point up ahead here, I'll turn around. But yeah, just getting steps in, being outside, looking at trees, getting bit by bugs, rained on. It's a good time. You should try it. For today, I'm just trying to get steps in. It's Saturday. I don't have the luxury of having to walk around at work like a maniac. So for today, I'm just trying to get my 12-ish thousand steps for the day for the weight loss journey. The reason I'm recording this, I've thought about it for a long time. Thought about starting a YouTube channel where I just do stuff. And I could never find a topic or a thing that I really thought anyone would want to watch. Why would anyone want to watch me? And I've watched a lot of younger creators that have, a couple thousand followers and, maybe a couple thousand, tens of thousands even views per video. And they're like, I don't understand why anyone would want to watch me. And I've come to the realization that I can't say what anybody else but me wants. And so if people like watching this, cool. And if they don't, well, whatever. I'm just doing this because. Plus, it's kind of fun. Man, you can see the bugs. Oh, wow. They're really bad. Now that the rain stopped, I'm not liking it. See you in a bit. The bugs have gotten so bad I've decided to put my hood up so that they stop buzzing me. Now that the rain stopped, they've really come out and force a lot of these no-see-ums and gnats, sandflies, maybe some mosquitoes too, though less of those, and the deer flies have been just hounding me. I'm just getting back to Round Lake now, right on the south side of it. Probably another 1.75 miles to go to get back to Danbury. I might take you up to the North Bridge. If I don't, you'll find out. It occurs to me that I didn't show you the South Bridge either, because I started recording after I passed the South Bridge. So we'll take a look at the Yellow River, and maybe we'll take a look at the St. Croix River. All right, let's keep stepping. Yeah, so that just happened. You know, it's stuff like this that drives me up the fucking wall. They don't know, or they don't care. Winter use ATV when trails are open, right? Closed. It ain't December 1st through March 31st. Bastards. It's just really frustrating for people like me that like to enjoy these trails for walking and biking and stuff like that, to see people not following the rules. I mean, I knew it was a thing that happens regularly, but I wasn't expecting to see it the one day that I decided to try filming, right? Damn deer flies. All right, well, excitement's over. Let's keep stepping. Well, the rain picked up and the deer flies went away, so that's great. Still a lot of no-see-ums and stuff, but bugs are down. It's a really beautiful spot. Let's get out here. I'll show you upriver and downriver. So here we are looking west upriver, and you can see the hydroelectric plant that supplies some of the town with power. It's hooked up to the grid though, so it's not like if the power goes out generally that we'll still have power. So I can hear it humming. I don't know about you guys. So that means it's putting power into the grid. You can see that the dam and the hydroelectric plant are not on the same branch of the river as that, and that's because that comes from the main bypass of the dike and dam that we have here, coming from the Yellow Lake, Little Yellow Lake, I believe, whereas that comes from a channel, maintains the height all the way across. Looking east, we have the downstream side of the river. Just down there, you can probably not quite make out the bridge on I-30, or not I-35, Highway 35. Again, 20 or 30 feet to the bottom. The river isn't very deep, only 1.5 to 2 feet deep, and it's full of head-sized rocks. There is a way to get down on the side over here, and a nice little area there, but it's a nice little spot. I come down here on a regular basis and watch the sunset over there. Let's keep going. Not quite 5 miles into this walk. Here we are at the North Bridge. And you can see the trail is in much worse condition compared to the south side of the trail. And that's just because it gets tore up so bad by these ATVs and four-wheelers. And I'm not opposed to people having fun. I'm not opposed to people going out and using their recreational lands and stuff like that in the same way that I'm using them, you know. But what drives me nuts about the people that drive on the trails that are closed and stuff like that, like the south side, is if I got in my pickup and I drove it down this trail, which it's technically illegal for me to do, even though it'll fit, I can easily drive it off-road on this trail. I mean, it's basically a dirt road, really. But if I did that, these people would be up in arms that I was ruining their trails and blocking traffic and shit. That's the north side of the river. And the south side, downstream. This river's quite a lot lower than the other one. And we're probably 50 feet above the water on the height of the bridge. This river, the St. Croix, in this section is extremely shallow. I don't know if it's going to show up on video with the lighting the way that it is. I think it's just a reflection of the sky. But I can easily see the sand on the bottom. Anyway, I'm going to head back home now. I've been walking for, gosh darn, 2.5 hours or so. Hopefully the power's back on. And then I guess I'll edit this and upload it. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be posting a ton of videos, but I guess if you like it, then like it. And if you want to see more, potentially, check out the channel and maybe subscribe. Happy stepping.